So today we're going to talk about acquiring a new puppy or dog. So why is it that some people have a dog that's just an amazing fit for their family and other people are constantly stressed because their dog is either too rough with the children or it's too demanding of their time or it's performing a whole range of behaviours that are causing general chaos and disruption in the household? Now, usually the answer is the amount of planning that went into the timing for the dog, but also the selection of the dog. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So firstly, it's important to look at your own family and to think about how your new dog or puppy is going to fit into this lifestyle. We might want to consider the number and age of children in the household. If we've got lots of small children wandering around, we're very unlikely to want a type of dog that's interested in chasing and nipping. If we have elderly people in the home, we might want a little bit quieter dog or a little bit smaller dog. If we have a very active family, are we going to take the dog with us? If so, we're going to need a dog that has lots of energy and that likes being out and socialising. Does your household have long periods when nobody's home? In this case, it's very important to select a dog that doesn't have existing separation anxiety issues, or if selecting a puppy, to look at breeds that don't need lots of human companionship. If you're quite house proud, you need to think ahead of time that, let's face it, dogs can be a little bit dirty and they can be a little bit smelly. Certainly some dogs shed more hair than others, but at some point most dogs will bring mud or dirt or twigs into the home. In addition to this, puppies and young dogs can sometimes be destructive, so we need to be aware that sometimes there can be some damage to furniture or possessions during that developmental phase. And you need to be aware that during the toilet training phase, they can have accidents in the house, but also if they become sick, they can accidentally pee or poop in the house. And if dogs are going to vomit, they just don't even try to get to the bathroom. Also, if you have other pets in the home, you need to think about this. If you have another dog in the house, is it social with other dogs? Is it likely to be accepting of a new dog? Also, never think about getting a dog to fix another dog's problems. So if you're having behavioural issues with your dog, don't buy another dog to help fix that problem. Now, if your other pets include things like cats, rabbits, guinea pigs or birds, you might want to select a dog that doesn't have a high prey drive. You need to give a lot of thought as to how much time you have available for a dog and also any physical abilities that might make it difficult for you to exercise or take care of the dog. Think about not getting a big, strong breed if you want your small children to be able to be involved in taking the dog for walks, or if the owner is going to be frail or elderly. Give some thought ahead of time as to whether this will be an inside dog primarily or an outside dog primarily, as that will help with your choosing of the size and breed of the dog. And it's really important to give a lot of thought as to how this dog's going to fit into your life and fit into your home. Is this a dog that you're going to want to take everywhere with you? In this case, ideally, you need a social and relaxed dog. If this dog is primarily for companionship and is mainly going to spend a lot of time sitting inside on the sofa, then don't think about getting a high energy breed. And if you're looking to get involved in dog sports, it's important that you get a dog that has the physical and emotional attributes that are likely to make it successful in the sport that you're hoping to compete in. So when choosing your dog, the first question to ask yourself is, should I think about a puppy or a mature dog? There are definitely pros and cons with both. With a puppy, there's no unknown background. However, there will be a lot of time spent toilet training and working through the many and varied developmental phases and associated behaviours. You will also need to do a lot of work in that critical early socialisation period. There is no doubt that adding a puppy to the family is very time consuming. One of the benefits with a mature dog is that you can actually see what you are getting in terms of size, coat and character. You miss out on the puppy cuteness, but you also miss out on the tremendous amount of extra work involved in bringing a puppy home. If you decide on a mature dog, you are also giving a home to a dog that is potentially in need. However, don't think that getting a mature dog equals no work. It may be less work than a puppy, but you will still need to take the time to acclimate him or her to your home, your family, your routine and your lifestyle. Size is important. You may need to consider the size and type of home you live in, and also access to outdoor space. Coat length and type is another thing to consider. This will affect the amount of time spent grooming and also the cost of repeated trips to the groomer. The coat type will also affect the amount of shedding that is likely to occur in your home, in your car, and on your clothes. Don't forget though that short-haired dogs shed too, and in some cases the short hair can be even harder to clean up than the long hair. The next decision is whether to buy a pedigreed dog or a mixed breed. When buying a puppy, one of the advantages of a pedigreed dog is that you will have the best chance of knowing what the dog will look and act like when it's mature. But even when buying a mixed breed puppy, the breeder, shelter or rescue can usually give you an indication as to what breeds they believe are predominant in the dog. Knowing about the breed or the breeds does give you a lot of clues about the behaviours the dog will likely express when he or she matures. Although there is a lot of individual variation within a breed, there will usually be key traits of a breed, and you should know these before you consider adding that puppy or dog to your family. Some breeds are going to require a lot more exercise and mental stimulation than other breeds. Some have amazing prey drive, but this may not suit if your family has lots of small fluffy pets at home. Some breeds are naturally very vocal. Other breeds require a lot of human companionship. So as you can see, it is really worth investigating a little about breed traits when choosing a dog to best fit your family. Beyond the breed though, each dog is an individual. Just like people, dogs are a result of their genetics and their life experiences. When choosing a mature dog, it is important to objectively assess if the dog has the right personality to be a good fit for you and your family. Even puppies are not a blank slate. Some individual dogs are more prone to anxiety, and even at an incredibly young age, vast differences can be seen between the traits of siblings within the one litter. Don't plan on buying a dog or a puppy assuming you can change them. Just supplying love, treats, training, and a safe home will not ensure you end up with an easygoing, social, and relaxed dog. There are a lot of elements that go into having a dog that is resilient in a range of situations, and genetics play a key role. One mistake people often make is bringing two puppies home at the same time. The idea is that they will be great company for each other and lessen the workload for the humans because the puppies will entertain each other. In reality, there is a lot more work with two puppies. Firstly, you need to remember that they both individually need to be well adapted and confident dogs. That means lots of individual socialization opportunities, individual walks, and individual outings. This is very time consuming, and even with all this extra work, human bonds can still be less than what they would have been, and littermate syndrome can still develop. Don't forget to ask lots of questions of the breeder or rescue or shelter. This can help you make the best choice. And don't be in a hurry. Take your time, do lots of research, and be prepared to wait until the right dog or puppy becomes available. It's important to prepare well ahead of time for the arrival of your new dog or puppy. Obviously, this means budgeting not just for the purchase price and the food and the routine vet visits, but also allowing potentially for some unexpected vet visits, and also knowing that some dogs are going to require regular trips to the groomers, and this can get quite expensive. Buying your dog beds and enclosures and baby gates and toys and food well ahead of time will allow your dog or puppy to settle in as quickly as possible. It's also important to have a family plan ahead of time, deciding where the puppy is going to sleep, knowing who's going to be responsible for the exercise, the training, the grooming, and the feeding of the new dog or puppy. And also making sure if you have children in the house that they understand that dogs and puppies need rest and sleep time. So they need to understand ahead of time that when that puppy or that dog is resting in its bed, it needs to be left alone. And lastly, it's important to decide if the timing's right. Have you put a lot of thought into this decision, or is it a little bit short notice? Now, it's not that spur of the moment dogs never work out. In fact, we all know at least one story of a family that have acquired a dog on a whim, and it's turned out to be the best family pet ever. However, I promise you that for every one story like that, there are hundreds of stories of people that are coping with a dog that's not the right fit for their family, or worse still, the dog ends up being rehomed or sent to a shelter. Putting a lot of thought into this decision is really, really important, and it will pay off big time in the long run. And it's super important to remember that dogs need a lot of time. Puppies are going to need time spent toilet training, socializing. They're going to need lots of outings. Young dogs are going to need lots of exercise and mental stimulation and training. And even mature dogs are going to need the usual amount of time spent feeding, grooming, walking, but they're also going to need time to acclimate to your family, your routine, and your household. Planning the best time for the new puppy to join the household is equally important. Don't choose a time when you are already going to be time poor, tired, stressed, or busy. I would recommend against getting a new puppy or dog when you are expecting a child or when you have just welcomed a new baby into your home. For some reason, lots of people choose this time to get a new dog. I think the logic is often that at least one adult family member is about to have an extended period of time at home, and hence this would be a great time to add a dog. It rarely works well. Adding a new human baby to a household can be really taxing. You are likely going to be sleep deprived, your routine will be very chaotic, and you already have an important new addition which will likely consume all of your energy, time, and emotions. Also, I would recommend against acquiring a new dog as you're undergoing a relocation. Relocating homes can be very stressful, time consuming, and exhausting. But most importantly, the household lacks stability and routine for a while. This is not the best time to add a dog. Again, if you are changing jobs and you are unsure about the impact it may have on your need to travel or the amount of time you will need to be away from home, or you're going through a significant change in routine for whatever reason, it's best to get settled into your new routine so you can make a better decision about what type of dog may suit you best. Basically, any time where you feel you are already stretched emotionally or financially, or you feel like you are really time poor, that is not a good time to introduce a new puppy or dog to your home. So, once you've decided the time is right, consider contacting a qualified dog behaviour consultant to help you choose your dog. Or if you've already welcomed a new dog into your home, consider getting some help to help them integrate into your family. Have fun researching and choosing your next family member, and bye for now.